Alright, sorry guys, here's part 2. For some reason my screen froze that I could not change the page or slide up and down. So I just made a new video right here. Okay, so number 2 here says, match a graph and possible solution to each given system of linear inequalities. Complete the blank graphs and partial solutions set to make 4 complete sets. Okay, so essentially what we are going to have to do is the following. So the graphs down here work with the solution sets. So we have to see which one goes to which. Okay. So let's just take a look at system A. We're just going to go off of system A first. Okay. So let's try some problems in here. So let's look at system A and graph A. Okay, so they're saying anything that's shaded works. So let's pick a number in the shaded to see if it's going to work for it. So let's go 1, 1. Easiest numbers to do. Okay, so let's try this. 1 is greater than 3/5 times 1 plus 3. Let's try 1 is less, or greater than, I'm sorry, so this one's greater than, the other one's less than. Negative 3/5 plus 1. Or I'm sorry, times 1 plus 3. So with our fancy dancy calculator on our iPad or your personal device if you want to try it, if you do 3 divided by 5 times 1 plus 3, that's true. Let's try negative 3/5 times 1 plus 3, and let's see what it comes out with. Comes out as 2.4 is less than 1. That does not work. So we know graph system A does not go to graph A. Okay, so now let's try system A with graph B. Okay, so let's try our numbers as -1 and +3. Okay, so do -3 is less than 3/5 times -1, we said, plus 3. And we'll do -3 is greater than negative 3/5 times -1 plus 3. Okay, so once again, we're going to type these in our calculator. 3/5 times -1 plus 3 ends up giving us 2.4. So -3 is less than 2.4. That's true. And let's try negative 3/5 times -1 plus 3 gives us 3.6. So is -3 greater than 3.6? Nope, so that one doesn't work either. So graph A and B do not work for problem system A. So let's now take a look at graph C and C. Okay, this is the easiest way you can plug numbers in C. So we're going to do +1 and +3. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm going to erase these since we've done these. And I'm going to change these problems right here because we're changing the numbers. So we said +1, +3. So y is our 3, and our 1 is right there. So So 3/5 times 1 just gives us 3/5 plus 3 gives us 3.6. So 3 is less than 3.6. That's true. And if we do -3 divided by 5 times 1 gives us negative 0.6, plus 3 gives us 2.4. 3 is greater than 2.4, which is true. So we know that graph C is for system A. So we can just write here, system A right there. That's all we have to do. Okay? And a possible solution set, as we said, would be 1 parentheses 3. Okay? I know it says given a system a complete, so we did that one there. So now let's look at system B. Okay? So system B, now we're down to 3 graphs, so we'll make this a little easier on us. I'm going to actually be generous and give you this one, otherwise we might be here all day. So y is greater than 3/5 x plus 3. Y is greater than negative 3/5 x plus 3. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a hint. This one's not either graph A or B, so this is actually graph D. So we are going to graph this one on our own. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys this one just because we sit through plugging numbers in. We'll do the other 2 plugging in. So again, this one's going to start at 3 because both of them have a plus 3 at the end. Okay, it's going to look the exact same way as all these other graphs did. So we're going to make a point at 0, 5. We're going to make a point at negative 5, 0. And lastly, you're going to make a point at 5, 6. And negative 5, 6. So here's our graph. Nope, that one was bad. Okay. So, I know it doesn't look like the greatest graph, but works enough for us. So, now we have to figure out which part of the graph we need to shade. Okay? So we have our graph set up, so we're going to come all the way back up here. We're going to look at a part, we're going to pick some numbers. So, first number set we're going to take is, let's go 0 is our x and 4 is our y. Okay? So 4 is our y and 0 is our x. Okay, so this one here, the first problem, it's going to give us 4 is greater than 3. That's true. Let's try our next one. 4 is greater than negative 3/5 times 0 plus 3. Cancels out again. 4 is greater than 3. That's true. So we know for a fact that this part up here will be shaded. So we can shade this part right here, because that works. Okay? So that's all you had to do. Okay? That's it right there. We know that works, so that's all we had to do. Okay, so now let's look at our next 2. So let's look at system C, which is y is greater than 3/5 x plus 3. Y is less than negative 3/5 x plus 3. Okay, so let's look at graph A, since we haven't done that one yet. Okay, so actually graph D would be system B. So graph A, let's just pick a point. Let's go with 1, 1 again. Okay, We'll just stick with the same thing. Let's see. So 1 is greater than 3/5 times 1 plus 3, which we should know right away from looking at that that's going to be not true because 3 is bigger than 1. Okay, so automatically we know that one doesn't work. That now leaves us with just graph B. So let's check one of those numbers. Let's go with -1, +3. Okay, so trying this again. +3 is greater than 3/5 times -1 plus 3. Let's type that in our calculator and check and see. So 3/5 times -1 is going to leave you with -0.6 plus 3 is going to be 2.4. 3 is greater than 2.4. That works. And now let's try -3/5 times -1 plus 3 and see if that's greater than 3. So -3 divided by 5 times by 1, times by -1 leaves you with 0.6 plus 3 gives you 3.6, which we know that's true, so that works. So graph B is actually system C, and that leaves graph A as system D. All right, that is where I'm going to stop today, guys. Tomorrow we'll do the assignment page, and you guys will have a formative to complete. Okay? If you have any questions, as always, please reach out to me. Thank you, and have a great day, you guys.